can actually use it as well, because the scholarships that we're going to share, or even how to find it, it's not very much tailored to just females. It's anybody that is looking for scholarship opportunity will be able to use this knowledge to actually search for scholarships. Right. Martin, if you're with me, kindly help me with the presentation. Right. So the EmpowerHer basically is it's an initiative by AAA, and what we do is basically we're going through a lot of, or it's full of initiatives tailored to women and the challenges that we go through. I say we because I'm a woman, or I'm a female as well. So it's very tailored to what females go through on a regular, and in terms of being a woman. So the initiative is basically got the menstrual health, girls in ICT, community engagement, a scholarship initiative, which is what we have today, that you've joined us. So the webinar is part of it. And then we have women health education and entrepreneurial workshops, which as time goes on, all of these initiatives will come to play. So if you've not joined any of our social medias, I would say kindly follow us, follow the journey, and share joining the initiatives that we are embarking on. So if you missed it, yesterday we went through the power of education, which was setting the stage for today. And so today we're going to go through the navigating scholarship opportunities, which is a step-by-step guide. If you have any questions as the event is going on, you can either raise your hands, or you can wait till the end of the presentation. Maybe your questions might be answered in the next slide, or if it's not, then you can put it in the chat, and then the moderator would read it at the end for us to help you with the answers. So today we're going to go through navigating scholarship opportunities. Okay, so setting the stage. Scholarships. What I'm gonna make this very interactive, so that it doesn't look like I'm the only one talking to myself. So I'm gonna ask a question. When we say scholarship, what do you understand by scholarships? So anybody in the audience can raise their hands up to share what their idea of scholarship is, or why do you think there's scholarship available? What is it all about? Anybody? So you can either unmute yourself or raise your hand. So I'm gonna pick a random person. Christian, if you can unmute yourself, what does scholarship mean to you? Or you've joined this event, so which means you're here for a reason. So what does scholarship mean to you? Okay, I don't know if Christian is all with us. Okay, Amanda, I see your hand up.
So scholarship, well, for me, I see it as an avenue or a program or a structure that is put in place to support someone who is mostly on educational pursuit, looking at some characteristics or a certain kind of criteria.
That's good input. Yeah, thank you. Christian, your hand is up.
Okay, I would say a scholarship is a grant or payment made to support student education. awarded on the basis of academic or other achievement. That's what I can say.
All right, thank you, Amanda and Christian. Is there anybody else that wants to say something? Yeah, Kelvin.
Greetings to all. For me, scholarship is an initiative set forward to support students or a community, or a community or someone at least to benefit. Maybe somebody who is in position but is capable due to lack of funds to achieve something like academics. As a bright student might be definitely not in position to be funded for the school fees and other things to achieve academically. So for me, I think scholarship is that support someone gets to.
Right, thank you. So we've all used the word support, and in terms of finance and in education, which is correct, because that is basically what scholarship is all about. But there are different types of scholarship, which the next one would this slide talks about. So scholarship is there because there is the need. So it depends on what program that you're going to do and the level. So scholarships can start from any age. And yes, it is to do or to help with education mainly or purposefully for people to stay in education, further your education, and or to say take or alleviate the financial constraints that comes with being in school or furthering your education or being in education. So yes, that's what scholarship is all about. So it is to help individuals, particularly those from underprivileged backgrounds, to further their education. And sometimes people get scholarship not because they are poor. And me using the word poor does not mean you don't even have something to eat. I don't like using the word poor, but then say because they're very clever people from a well-off background, but they still get scholarships. So it's normally to just help or a way to award. Let me put it that way. It's an award or to something to motivate people to keep going, because we have different types, which we'll go through soon. So importance of scholarship, it's for financial barrier removal, which we've just talked about, to elevate the financial constraint that comes with education, equal opportunities. If not for scholarships, I think a lot of people might not be able to get the opportunities that education has got to offer because of obviously the financial constraints that it normally comes with. So it is to improve or to promote equal opportunities, talent nurturing, because the people from underprivileged community or underserved backgrounds or even gender-based as well, where they're very talented, but if not for these scholarship opportunities, otherwise their talents will be very dormant, or they will not be able to have that opportunity to live their full potential. So yeah, diversity and inclusion. A lot of these scholarships, especially if you're looking at overseas or study abroad, there's some scholarships that are very much tailored to underdeveloped countries, just so that the diversity and inclusion, because international students do have a lot to offer, and then they come with a wealth of knowledge as well. Socioeconomic mobility, education, as we talked about yesterday, does bring or help bring together communities and empower individuals to break that cycle of poverty. And then the long-term societal impact is the fact that through these scholarship, people can, further their education in either humanities, hospitality, name it, to help with the economic growth in a country. So these are a few importance of scholarship, and this is why it's very much there. And this is why we all need to take advantage of the scholarship opportunities out there. So understanding scholarship and the types and the sources. Who here knows that there are actually types of scholarships? Anybody? No? Okay, let's go. We'll learn about it now. So there are types of scholarships, and this is something that people don't know, but there is. And so when you're looking for scholarships, it is very good that you know the kind of scholarship that you are I don't want to say entitled to, because it's not really an entitlement, but that suits you. Let me put it that way. So yeah, if you know the types of scholarship that you know you qualify for, let me put that, yeah, that you qualify for, it will make it easier for you, because then it will cut out a lot of the burnout. Because if you then decide not to tailor it, it means you've cast your net too wide, and this is where people burn out, because you're then looking for scholarships that you're not even you don't qualify for. You might not meet all the criteria, and then you feel like you might not even end up getting anything at all. But that's not it. It's just because you're not looking for the right type of scholarship. So we've got the merit-based scholarship, which is awarded to students on their academic achievements, like high grades, standardized tests, outstanding achievements in extracurricular, arts, sports. So it is those that are doing exceptionally well in a particular thing. And so there are scholarship that is very well tailored to those kind of things. So if you do not know, and then it means you might not even be able to work towards it properly. So like they say, work smart, not hard. So if you do not know these things, chances are you'll probably be either not even applying for it, or you might, but just because you don't know, you might not even be able to tailor your search or groom yourself properly, or get yourself properly ready to qualify for these types of scholarships. So they are often they're very competitive, and applicants are evaluated mainly based on academic records, leadership potential, community involvement, and things like that. So for example, there are some scholarships that are for high achievers, like your first class. There's some scholarship that are for people that are doing some leadership, are in a leadership role. Some for those in NGOs or in community leadership roles, and they're sometimes called fellowships, but they're all very fully funded. That helps towards your education as well. So the second one is the need base, which I think a lot of us here would probably fall into this category, or these are the ones that we normally look for. Why? Because of where we come from. It is basically just for a household or people from underdeveloped countries. Underdeveloped being, without these scholarships, they might not have any opportunity to further their education, either abroad or home, because these scholarships is also not just for those that wants to go to overseas. And so this is why we're having this event, because a lot of people just do not realize that even within your country, there are some scholarship opportunities where you can apply to and further your education in the country that you're in. And also sometimes these organizations overseas would give you the money to study in your country. There are those scholarships as well. So this is the need base, where it is very well tailored to those who need financial help. And then there's the third one, which is the specialized scholarships for people in STEM or gender, very very tailored, very tailored to sort of make way for other people to also improve or join that sort of niche. Let me put it that way, that sort of niche. So we have like women in STEM. There's loads of, I say loads as if that, but there is becoming a thing now in agriculture because of the UN food scarcity. There's a lot of specialized scholarships now to encourage people to consider other sort of career path. So there's the agriculture, women in STEM, women in leadership roles, those from very minimal backgrounds, peacekeeping, you know. So there's all of these. So there's very specialized to these. Healthcare is also becoming a big thing. Music, arts, you know. So yeah, those are the specialized scholarships. Athletes, which is very big in the US. And then we have there's so many of them, but I think I went through 4 on these slides. Yeah, international scholarships. Again, this is to bring give opportunities to foreign students or international students to come into a country to sort of improve on their education, improve on their knowledge, get the exposure, be given that empowerment through the scholarship for them to fund or further their education. And these are normally by governments, universities, NGOs, and even private organizations or private donors who sponsor international students to further their education overseas. And sometimes when we say international scholarship, there are African countries that also sponsor international students from maybe China, India, and other sort of countries. So yeah, normally we very much tailor it to Canada, US or UK or Australia, and them getting people from Africa or third world. But there are African countries that also bring other nationals to come in. Yep. Ethnicity. So again, this is, so it all depends on the type of scholarship that you're applying for. Somebody would ask, why are we going through all of this? So that when you're, again, so that you're not chasing your tail, because the whole process can be tedious, and it's normally tedious if you do not know these things, because then you don't tailor your search. You don't know whether you are eligible for it. You don't know if you can apply for it. So if you know the types of these types of scholarship, it saves you the hassle of having to chase your tail and making such a big search, when you can actually tailor it, because you know exactly what you're looking for and the type that you'll be eligible for. And you know what, okay, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but when you know these types as well, it means that you could look for 2, 3, 4 of these that you're qualified for and apply to all of it for one course. And yes, you're not, when it comes to scholarship, it doesn't mean you just pick the one and that's all that you get. No, if you're able to get into a university, for example, and you need a scholarship to pay for your tuition, there's the need base. If you need grants for your upkeep, there is the grants. If you need, so you can add all of these things, or all of these 3, 4, 5 scholarship, whichever one that you're eligible for, apply to all of it for the same course. So it's good to know these types and what you can get out of it. So yeah, it's something that I would note down. And the sources of it. So where do all these scholarships come from? Again, why do you need to know this? You need to know this so that you know exactly where your scholarship will be coming from. Or even if you don't want to know the type of scholarships, at least you know the source of it and where to look for it. So we've got, let me take the university one, for example, which is where I always tell people to start from. That's if you know exactly the universities that you want to go to. And you should know these. Why? Because that is where your first search should come from. Even before you look at scholarship, do you know the university that you want to go to? Why do you need to know this? Because then again, it saves you the headache of having to try and look for so many different things at a time. And these university cities also have a lot of scholarships to offer for or to international students. So before you even start your scholarship applications, you should know the universities that you want to go to, or even the country that you want to go to further your education in, and you should know the course that you want to study. So this will help you in knowing the sources of your scholarship and how many you can even go. Again, when you know your sources, it means you can apply for 3 different sources of scholarship. So you could look through your colleges or universities, which is where you should really start from before you look at the other sources, which is your government programs, like the federal, or I think the Commonwealth one, for which is the common one for those of us from Africa, the private foundations and non-for-profit organizations, Coca-Cola Scholars, MasterCard, the Gates Millennial Scholarships, Jack and Ken, there's the Microsoft, there's a lot of the private and non-for-profit organizations, the professional associations, which is your STEM, which we've gone through it, your corporate and business. So if you're already in a corporate environment, chances are some of these organizations would sponsor you to further your education. So I know GMPC in Ghana is a big one, where people I know they've sponsored people to come to the UK to further your education and go back to work. Deloitte, those are a few that I know. Online scholarship database resources. So these ones is where you can search for your scholarships, and also to help you tailor it. Yeah. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand up, or you can wait till the end, and then we can answer your questions. Right. So strategies. This is, yeah. So strategies for scholarship search. We need strategies for everything that we do. If you don't have a strategy, you will burn out. It is tedious. Even whenever you have a strategy, right, it still becomes tedious. So imagine if you don't have a strategy and you're just going with the flow. Chances are you would waste energy where you don't need to. Chances are you would even give up because you've got nothing to work with. Chances are you will miss a lot of opportunities. Chances are you will miss the little bits that you could have worked with to make the whole process less tedious. So these 10 strategies would help you to target your scholarship search. So in everything that you do, you always have to start early. Why? Because you need time. You need time for everything that you do. And the reason why you need time is because first of all, you wouldn't have to rush through things. It means that you don't miss out very important details. And when you start early, the whole missing deadlines, missing key information, you will still have time to sort of make all these wrongs right, or things that you feel you might have missed in between. It will help you. So start early. I don't know which level that our audiences are, but if let's say if you've already finished your undergraduate degree, that's fine. You've still got time, but this is the time that you start searching for. So we're in April. Yeah, you still got time for 4 applications. So this is where you can start looking for your universities or the countries. So start with the countries, the universities that you want to go to, the countries you want to study. What do you want to study? Which country offers it best? So start early with your research. Begin looking for it in as early as you can. Like I would say, as soon as we finish this, if you've not already started, you should start. Utilize online resources. So they say the internet is a big world now, and it is a big world with the internet. There's nothing that you cannot search on the internet these days. a lot of the things that or the opportunities are fine to share. It will surprise you that I just go on Google and search for these things. Does it take time? Yes, it takes time. Sometimes it takes about 3-4 hours of my time in a day that I put aside to get very good information. Again, tailored search, because I know already what I'm searching for. So some people come to me and go, oh, do you have any scholarship, or do you know any scholarship opportunities for Farm D? I've got Farm D in my head because that was what I recently did before coming on this event. So I just went online, basically just went and search Farm D or PhD opportunities in the UK. It took me time to get the right websites for it, but I did get it at the end of the day. And this is where your journey starts, because if you're gonna go do a graduate degree and it's research, this process would help you with building you up with your research paperwork, because you would have to search the internet to look for some of the papers to read, and it is part of honing your skills as well. So you utilize online resources, you narrow down your search. So this is what we were learning yesterday, and this is why yesterday was so important. How do you narrow down your search if you don't know if you don't know what your aspirations are, if you don't know why you're even looking for the scholarship opportunities in the first place? So before you start this journey, know what you want to do, know the countries you would want to go to, know the courses you would want to. This will help you narrow your search, and then again, you don't have to keep going around in circles to burn out. Read the eligibility criteria. Why? Because it's very important. If you do not read it and then you just apply it, what are you going to get? Rejection, rejection, rejection. And as soon as you start getting the rejections, you will start burning out. You start feeling the effect of the no's. And that's not because you're not good. It's just because you've not read the eligibility criteria to know if you're even eligible to apply to these things. And if you don't know and you apply for it, chances are you will be turned down, because you miss out on a lot of the information that you could have used. And then if you're not eligible and you apply for it, it means you're not even ready, because you've not read instructions, simple instructions. And this is energy and time you could have used for something that you were eligible for. So bear that in mind as well. Cast a wide net. So some people have, I know a few people that when I started with, they were very much into, I just want to go to the US. I just want to go to Canada. Why? Because everybody was going there, because it's US, it's Canada, why not? But then the subjects or the course they wanted to do, they were better off studying it in Europe, for example, Germany, or Italy. But because everybody is going to US, they just wanted to go to the US, or maybe family members there. So cast your net wide. Try different countries. I would say about 4 countries, and chances are one would so pick your best 4 countries that offer the graduate program that you want to do, or undergraduate program that you want to do, or the PhD program that you want to do. And again, it will help you tailor your search. It will also increase your chances of receiving financial aid, and also getting the scholarship or funding that you're looking for. Stay organized, keep on track on deadlines, because all of these applications, is only a few that is open throughout the year. A lot of these, the requirements and the way it is very, very, very tedious, that if you're not careful, you spend time on one thing, and before you realize, you've missed the deadline. And this is also why you need to start early. Seek guidance and support. This is why we're here, and this is why we organize these sort of events, because it does get tedious and it does get lonely if you do not have the right support. So if you don't know it, you ask. And again, this is why we're here. So look for teachers, mentors, scholarship advisors to assist you in these. Follow application instructions carefully and proofread and revise. SOPs, which is going to be the next one, and it's a very, very big thing, because if you do not write your SOPs, these essays properly, you would shoot yourself in the foot, because that's where it all starts. So crafting a strong scholarship application. How do you craft a strong scholarship application? Again, we'll go to the if you go to the next slide, we'll talk about it. The scholarship essays. There are different types of scholarship essays. Statement of purpose and personal statement. These are your big two. These are your main two, but there are loads of different ones depending on the scholarship that you're going to apply for. But these two are your main ones, and a lot of the scholarship applications or the scholarship offers out there would ask for both or one of these: statement of purpose and personal statement. So in all of these, what are the common traits? Understand the prompt. So some people, it's just like looking for a job. When you're looking for a job, if you do not read carefully what they're asking you, chances are you will not get it. And a lot of people try to cheat the system or sort of black their way through. They might ask you for a statement of purpose or a motivational letter in, say, Fulbright scholarship, right? What they're asking you in that would be different from a DAD scholarship. But people do not know these things, and they do not understand what these different scholarship are asking them. And they will use the same statement of purpose or the same personal statement to apply for different sort of scholarships. No, don't do that. Because if you do it, again, you're going to get rejection, because you're not carefully reading and understanding the essay prompt or what they're asking you to write in these essays. Tell your story. Do not fake the story, because you will be caught out. They know we're needy. They know the scholarships are there for those that need it. So don't tell your story in a very needy way, but tell your story in a way that you've overcome obstacles, in a way that you are proud of you. This is why yesterday was so important. Do you know you? Do you know your worth? Do you understand what you want, your aspirations? That if something is put in a way that is an opportunity, do you know your worth to know this is not an opportunity? So telling your story, so far as you know you, even if it is something that seems very trivial, because you know you and you understand your worth, you'll be able to articulate it in a way that will just sell itself. Showcase your achievements. So your academic achievements, extracurricular activities, your leadership roles, community service. SDGs now is a big thing. So anything that you're doing now, even if you haven't got anything doing now, I would say find a volunteering positions or internships, or even in your schools, in your workplace. What are the opportunities that are there? If they are not there, create it for yourself. Do not wait for somebody to create it for you. Find something in your community that is lacking. And you don't always need money to get these things, to start these things. You just need the problem and find a solution to it. For example, if there is a child or if there is a community school, you just go and you offer your service. If these things do not cost money. If there's already an organization, find how you can donate your skill or your time, 1 hour in a week. This is something that nobody will come and check if you've actually done it. But again, you have something to write. But do not lie about these things, though, because chances are later on you might you might be found out. Demonstrate impact, examples of your character, values, future aspiration. Tailor your essay. Like I said, do not use one essay to apply for 3, 4, 5 different scholarship opportunities. So now we're going to go on the SOPs. Again, if you've just joined us and you've got a question, you can put it in the chat. You can raise your hands, and then we'll give you the opportunity to ask. So personal statement, like the word or the name says, personal statement. It is you. This is where you sell yourself. This is where your proud moment. This is where you write about you and how far you've come in life, for example. So personal statement is an essay or is an opportunity for applicants to share their personal background, experience, goals, and aspiration. And the content is to discuss your life experiences, your challenges that you've overcome, personal values, academic achievements, career goals, and reasons for pursuing higher education. It doesn't have to be, don't think they're looking for certain things. No, it's personal. So what might be personal to me might not be personal to you. And people that use their sort of own up to their personal statement, that own up to their story, are normally those that get to the interview stage, because the way you tell it is basically what will open the next stage for you, which is normally the interviews or even, you know, just getting the acceptance. So own your story, own it and tell it. Do not be shy, do not be afraid, because they know that they're looking to read these things and they're picking out how if you feel like you've not achieved anything, that means you don't know you. Because even if you weren't able, say, let me use Dumso for Ghanaians, but see how the electricity is not stable, but you're still either way still going through education, finding ways and means to finish your to study for exams, to finish your courses, to start or sit an exam, you know, with all these challenges with the electricity, economic hardship. That is a story that you can, you know, write on and use this in your personal statements. So the purpose of personal statements allows you to showcase your uniqueness, your character, and your potential to scholarship providers. So again, if sometimes when I tell people, if you were the scholarship owner or the person giving the scholarship, would you give it to you? So if you have that at the back of your mind, it will help you to write it properly. It will give you that beginning or something to start with. So always have that thing in mind that, hey, would I give this scholarship to me? If you're doubting it, chances are they will probably doubt you as well. So yeah. So the next one is the SOPs, or the statement of purpose. Right. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Statement of purpose. The difference between the two: personal statement, again, personal; statement of purpose, the purpose for your education, the purpose that you want to study this particular course, the purpose of you wanting this particular university, the purpose of you asking for the scholarship. So the statement of purpose, sometimes you have to connect these three things: your personality, the reason behind you finding or choosing this course that you want to study, and why this scholarship or this university. So you have to find a way to marry the three. And a lot of the time, if you're speaking the truth, you shouldn't really find it difficult. And this is why you also look for feedbacks and you get people to proofread it, so that if you've missed anything, your mentors or the proofreader would pick out these things and help you out with it. Again, if you need any help or support, we're here to help you out. So the focus of the statement of purpose is focused on the applicant's academic and career goals and the reasons for applying for a specific program or scholarship, which I've already said. So the content would then be different to something that is to do with your personal hurdles and so on. It's more of your academic, your professional backgrounds, and why you need it. So it demonstrates your applicants' clarity of purpose, commitment to their chosen field. So this is to do with why you want to go to do maybe medicine or healthcare or STEM or maths or humanities or whatever, and why this is very important to your academic achievement. So you've got your academic achievement to prove that you're qualified in the first place, and you want to continue it because then it will give you a broader knowledge for you to achieve A, B, C, D in your future aspirations. So an example of the content of, so there are other essays that you could write. You could write motivational letters, leadership letters or essays, diversity and inclusion. I can go on, but it all depends on the scholarships. However, these two, statement of purpose and personal statement, it's very common. And so when you nail that, chances are you stand a good chance of getting an interview. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but it, so far as you, that's why if you go on LinkedIn and any other scholarship platform, there's always the SOPs, there's always the statement of purpose, there's a lot of it around. So this is an example. You can take a picture to give you the structure. I'm not going to go through all of that, but this is a structure: introduction, personal background, motivations and aspiration, qualification and skills, contributions and impact, you conclude. So this is like a structure that you can use when you're writing your SOPs or statement of purpose. And then if you don't have a structure, you'll be all over the place. So this is a good example of what it should contain. Recommendation letters. So now you've started your application. So this is what another thing that will help you. So now you've aced your SOPs. Recommendation letters, if you're still in school, I would say this is the time that you need to talk to your professors, or you find a professor or a lecturer, or if you're finished school and you're in a profession, look for that person that can give you that recommendation letter. Choose the right recommenders. It's just like when you're looking for a job. I remember I made a mistake of just putting one of my my line managers down for one of it was a job that I was looking for. First of all, I thought they liked me, but I thought wrong, and I put their names down. Did they shoot me on the foot or what? So this is something that can happen to you, believe it or not. When it comes to make sure they know, make sure they're the right people, make sure they're going to give you the right recommendation letter, make sure you give them the structure or what the scholarship or the program you're going to do, what they are looking for, so that they can give you the right up. Because again, this is also something that can really help you. If you do not choose the right one to write it for you, and if you do not give them the right keywords or the right criteria of what they could write amiss, and that's not what you want. So, and follow up with the recommenders, and give them time as well, because they also probably have things to do. So these are the ones that you, aside your passports and stuff, these are things that can delay you. So you've done everything that you need to do, and your recommendation letter is not ready. Chances are it would delay your whole application, and you might miss deadlines. So I would say always make sure that you give enough time to your recommenders, and you pick the right one. Very, very important. So the third one is your CV. Mind you, this one is not your normal job application CV. This is more to do with what you've done that relates to the course that you're going to apply for, or you're applying for. What you've done that relates in a way to the university that you're applying for. What you've done that relates to the scholarship that you're applying for. If you put or you submit a CV that tells your, for example, HR background, and you're basically applying for a scholarship looking for leadership opportunities or studying maths, or like, there's no correlation. So this is where you tailor, you don't have to put everything in. Again, you need to read for the eligibility criteria so that you can tailor it. And also, if you know exactly what you want to do, this is where you look for the opportunities, or you create the opportunities so that you can tailor your CV to it. Again, do not lie on your CV, because chances are you might be found out. Because if they go on your if they go on your LinkedIn profile, for example, or your social media profile, for example, and what you've written on your CV there's no footprint on anywhere, or you've exaggerated it, you don't want that. So again, your CV is very important, but it's different to your professional CV, unless you're asking or you're applying for a professional scholarship opportunity. And then we have additional materials where you sit your test. So the ELTS, your English speaking, your GMAT, BMAT. But a lot of universities now, if you studied in an English background, or if you're from an English speaking country, they can waive it for you. People don't know this, but they can waive it, and you don't have to sit these English tests because it costs money as well. And the thing is, with all these scholarship applications, the money does add up with the test, the application fees and stuff. People do not know you can ask for this university to waive off the test, and a lot of the time I've seen people are able to, so you don't have to spend money having to sit an English test when you've already studied all your schooling in English. So these are so your transcripts. Some countries, they will ask you to certify it with a professional body, and it's different with different countries. So your test scores, your portfolios, financial forms, depending on what course or what country. Every country is different, every application is different. So again, read to know what is being asked of you. Any questions so far? Yeah. So resources and further information. So this is where you can find scholarships, the resources. So yeah, if you go on the next slide. At the beginning, we talked about, okay, it's not, I don't know, it's not updated from the link that I sent you, which is, there's more than two on the so that's from my end. But again, we will send these updated, we'll send the PowerPoint at the end of the event, so that you can go through it. So we have the government funded scholarships. So depending on the country that you want to study, again, these countries, if you do not go, or say if you've applied for a certain university, you've gone on the university website or scholarship website for the international students, and you've applied for a few of them. Certain countries, most countries have government funded scholarships. So again, so we have the Fulbright. Fulbright is very, very good and very competitive as well. Fulbright is very good with the US countries, so, or states. So Fulbright is more tailored to universities or colleges in the US. The Australia Award Scholarship, again, it's a big one. That if you want to study in Australia, the amount is very huge that you can look for. You can utilize it in your application. That is very competitive and very good if you want to study in Germany. Again, Germany is free tuition. The thing is, even if you don't get a scholarship, but you can afford to pay for your flights and you can prove that you have 280 euros as a stipend for yourself, you can study in Germany for free. Germany is like very easy. I say easy because it's easier than the other countries to study in Germany without even you having a scholarship. But the dad is very competitive, but is very good as well. You have the Commonwealth shared scholarship, which also you can use in outside. So these are external scholarships aside your university one, which is where you should look for scholarships in the first place. We're going to go through that in a bit. I'll use one example for you to see how easy it can be for you to look for scholarship on a university website. So I'll send the list. I've got the email, so we will send a list of scholarships that you can apply to. So these are websites that you can also use to search. So these websites allows you to search for scholarships. Again, I will go through that in slow time if we still have time at the end for you to see how easy it is to search for scholarships on these websites. Yep. I think that will be the end of the slides. So I'm going to share, if you go to the next slide for me, please. Right. Okay. So yeah, that's the last. So I'm gonna have to share my screen now. Let's take questions. Whilst I set my screen up. Amanda, if you can help me take questions.
Myself, I even have a question. So I think we can set the ball rolling with that. Hello?
I saw somebody's hand up.
Hello?
Yes, Amanda, we can hear you.
Yes,
I
yes.
think
So I said,
Pierre's hand is up.
okay. I don't know. So I guess we can take up here then. Yes, Apia, please unmute and talk to us.
Okay. My first question is about studying Germany, because I know that there is a big time language barrier in terms of maybe after studying in Germany, if you are given an opportunity to work. So I want to understand it more when you say it's easy to study in Germany, because I heard that in your presentation. Yeah, so move.
Please, can you take that for us?
Please, did you get my question?
Yeah, we had the question. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
maybe I told it
I'm trying to share my screen and my computer is gone very slow on me. Yes, so you got it's a valid question. It's a yes. So when I say is easy, it's in the sense that if you want to study in the US, for example, is an English speaking country and all of that, but there's no, it's not like a free tuition. So if I say it's easy, it's the fact that Germany offers a free tuition. So your tuition fee, which normally is where most of the money, I'm hearing myself. So if whoever it is can mute themselves, that would really be helpful. Yeah. So if the tuition fee is where most of the headache comes from. So if that is taken away, in Germany, there are universities or there are courses that are taught in English, right? So say you want to go and study in Germany. There is I had an event on LinkedIn where we took people through how you can start learning the basics. Again, if you know the basic German language, right, it will help you as an individual in the sense that you will stand a better chance of finding a job after. And also, obviously, to learn the language will be to your benefit in the sense that a lot of these food stuff that you buy is written in German. For you to understand basic reading of maybe where to go. They do speak English in Germany, by the way. I've lived there a few years and I've had the opportunity to go in and out. So they do speak English. But again, it's if you're going to look for a job, they require you to know the basics. The basic being that you stand a better chance to then get a job after your education, right? But then there are some courses or there are courses that are taught in English. So you can then apply for these courses where you know that it's going to be tuition free. So that headache is gone now. So when I say easy, it's easy in the sense that that headache of the huge tuition fee is not it's been taken from you. So if you go on YouTube, right, and go and type in basic German language, there's a lady on there, I can't remember her name, but she takes you through the basics, and it's very easy to grasp the basics. It will help you in that sense. But getting admission and going through the process, it's easy because you only need you need 280 euros. But I think because of the cost in living crisis, it's gone up. But again, like I'm saying, if you can prove these funds and if you can pay your even if you can't pay for your flight, there are grants that you can look into to do these things. So when I say easy, it's not guaranteed, but as in you would be able to if you don't have enough funds. Has that answered your question?
Yeah. Okay. I have a quick follow up question. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Now, in your presentation, you also said, um, usually the CV that you're gonna use for your scholarship should be different from the one that you usually gonna use for job. So my question is, how are you gonna create these differences? You all right?
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm sharing. Please mute yourself again. I'm sharing my screen, so my computer is become very slow. When I unmute myself and I have to mute it again, it's giving
Okay.
me slow. So yes, I have samples that I can share with people. You can get in contact with me on LinkedIn, or someone else has unmute themselves. You can get in contact with me on LinkedIn. But again, so if you're looking for a job, for example, let's say you're looking for a digital marketing sort of role, and you're looking for a shop assistant role, you won't provide, or you won't give the same CV. And I wouldn't advise you to give the same CV, because it's two different jobs. Now, why would you use a professional CV in terms of finding a job to go for an academic application? It's two different things that you're looking for here. If you're looking for a job, you want your CV to be strong in the you want to provide or present yourself strong in that field. Whereas if you're going for the academic one, you need to present yourself strong in the academic way. So instead of listing all your job roles, you only pick the job roles that is relevant to the academic application that you're using. So if you've done a volunteering role, for example, in a hospital, or in a classroom, or in one of these SDGs, that is what you need to put on that application to the school, instead of maybe you working in, I don't know, MTN, or working in something that has got nothing to do with the application that for the university. So this is what I mean by it has to be academically strong. So this is where you list the roles that you played in your academic pursuit, the certificates that you've acquired outside your classroom-based studies, the time that you've invested in yourself academically. This is where you put those information on there. So that's the difference.
Okay.
Happy?
Okay. I'm okay. Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome. Any more questions?
Elvis has a question for us. Elvis, please unmute and talk to us.
No, I don't have a question. I wanted to add something to what Afua said, so that Apia can also take it into.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
The academic, for one more important thing is your research interest. At least every person would like to know your research interest. That one will not be needed for a job activity. So going into a school, you have to bring your research interest into that one. And also as a student, you have attended conferences and presentations. So that one is an important thing too for you, because when you go into the graduate school, you're going to attend conferences and presentations. So your supervisor will also like to know the conferences and presentations that you have taken as a person. Then the last one that you also need is your skills and interests. You know, for now, we are all going into the digital world. If we are into AI intelligence that you have, I think it will help you during the analysis of the project that you're going to take, whether it's being SPSS. So those ones are needed on your academic CV as compared to the one that you'll be using for your job opportunity. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that submission, Elvis. Exactly that. So again, it has to be more of what you're doing that is tailored to what you're applying for. Again, do not use the same things, the same CV for everything. Make sure you're tailoring it. And like Elvis has clearly put it, you need to make sure you're adding all of these things. So this is why you need to know what you want to do from the word go, so that you're not all over the place, that you're not chasing your tails and you're providing them with information that is not needed, and not giving them information that they're asking for. So again, This is something very easy that people end up missing out. But yes, so like I said, if you need samples, I will share it, and I will do a very good list of scholarships that you can easily look for. My computer is becoming very slow, that now I've moved to a different screen, but I think the old screen is still showing. So unfortunately, I will not be able to go through what I wanted to go through, but it doesn't stop there. If you need one-to-one help, get in contact, and I will find time with you, and we'll go through it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do it live like I'd wanted to show how easy it is in searching for scholarships. But it doesn't mean the help will not be there. It will be there. This is what this event was all about. So yeah, get in contact with us, and we'll be able to take you through a one-for-one or one-on-one. And in terms of what you're looking for, we can set some time aside, and we'll take you through it. So yeah, as I was saying, so apart from scholarship, right, and all of the fellowships that you can search for, there's loads and loads of fellowships out there, especially those that are looking for developmental kind of stuff, or even if you're finding it quite difficult in finding a specific graduate admissions, look for fellowships that helps you to get closer, or make you a worldwide candidate. Because look at it this way: you're not only competing with Ghanaians or Nigerians, you're competing with Chinese, Indians, Pakistanians. You're competing with a lot of underserved community with these scholarships, and you can stand out by looking for fellowships. Normally these fellowships are like a year, and they're fully funded fellowships out there as well. So while you're waiting to get, say, an admission into a university in Canada, in Germany, in US, in UK, you can look for fellowships as well to help you become a strong candidate. And it's not even just that, it will help you with your development as well. So this is why yesterday we went through with the growth development, so that when you understand what education is, you will not restrict yourself to just, I want to get a PhD, I want to go to Canada, you just want an education, and that's because you have the right mindset to what it is that you're looking for. So you would just not limit yourself to just the Canada and your usual standard educational stuff. And fellowships, it is also overseas as well. So it's not, I know a lot of people use this thing or this scholarship to Japa, and that's fine. If that's what you want to do, you could do that. But fellowships also allow you to do that. And fellowships also connect you to some of these people that are heading these fellowships are scholarship awardees. So it's also a chance of you getting closer to, and some of these people, it's a way for them to sort of source outstanding individuals from these fellowships. I know a few people who applied for fellowship, got the fellowship, and through the fellowships, they got scholarships to do masters or PhDs. I'm not saying it's going to be the same thing for you, but I'm saying there is that opportunity, and there's also the chances that you end up having, what, aside being educated and honing your skills and meeting new connections, you would also be able to get that opportunity to get to meet people that are already giving out scholarships. Yeah, so that is the submission. If there are any more questions.
So mine has to do with the CV bit again.
Mhm.
It's true that you would have to be in fellowship programs, etc., to prepare yourself towards wanting to apply for that scholarship that you so desire. And it's also true that you don't have to send the same CV everywhere for everything. So in the events that you've ever done, let's say all you've ever done is in nursing, and now you are applying for a program in, let's say, computer science, data analytics, AI, you've not done any fellowship programs, community engagement or volunteerism, or things around or along that line. In the event you have to put together your CV for that computer science program, how do you go about it? Do you have to postpone and go and do all those community whatever for about a year and come and apply, or what? And mind you, some of the scholarships have age limits, so you'd also be looking at all that as an individual.
Yes, that's a good question, and it's a valid one. So this is why online courses are like everywhere now. Some of these online courses you can do in 3 months, in a month, in a week, depending on what it is that you want to do. So this, yeah, I would say look for short courses. And the thing is, scholarship, right? Do not rush it. If you try to rush it, you prepare yourself and prepare yourself for the journey. Yeah, look for online courses, look for certificate courses, because you need to prove yourself one way or the other. Yeah.
Hello, F4. I guess she's
Maybe.
having.
At times it's
Oh,
difficult to hear.
Hello.
F4. Yes, we can hear you. Can you please go over what you were saying? At a point, the line was.
Oh, okay. Is it better now?
Yes, this is better. This is okay.
All right. So I'm saying, so if I'm gonna use your example. So now there's AI. Everybody's talking about AI, but not a lot of people have been invested in that sense because it's a new thing. So now this is why the courses online are there. Some of these courses take like intensive 9 weeks, intensive 2 months, intensive 3 months, or 1 week or 3 days. Invest in those sort of certifications, and it will look good on you, because why? It proves that you're developing yourself and you're ready to take on that challenge, or you are looking to in you're looking to get into that space, and this is why you've invested in these certifications, because you probably can't go back to school to study a whole new course about it. But then in your SOPs, this is where you say, so because I'm so interested in this, I've taken time to study a 9 months, blah blah blah, a 6 months, a 3 weeks, and I'm learning on in my own time, and I've figured this out. And so you sort of need to find a way to tailor this. And again, do not rush the process, because when you do rush it, chances are you will burn out. And these scholarships takes time, because sometimes, right, the deadline might be in April, and you will not even hear anything back until in September, because there's a lot and a lot and a lot of applications they need to go through. So instead of just waiting, this is why I said in my submission in the beginning, start early. What Figure out and know what you want to do, and say I mean, it's life. Our choices and things changes, like you clearly put it. AI is now everywhere. But so now, if let's say you wanted to do healthcare, and now you want to branch into AI into healthcare, you can start a certificate course, for example. That might take you 2 months, right? And then you can use that to say, I'm interested in how AI can, because now when you're applying for whatever program that you're applying for, it is to do with that sort of line, or that line of AI into healthcare, or AI into HR, or information studies into AI or digital marketing into AI. To find a certificate course, LinkedIn offer these courses, Coursera offer these courses. There are free courses and a few dollars courses here that you can invest in it and then use that, because at the end of the day, it is you're investing in yourself. And even if you don't get the scholarship, you've invested in something that you can use to build yourself up. Again, the mentality, the mindset, the growth mindset that we were talking about in terms of self-realization and what it is that you want. So I hope it's answered your question, Amanda.
Yeah, sure, you have. Thank you. Any
Thank
more
you.
questions? If you have any questions, you can use the chat section or you can put up your hand and then you'll be called, or you can just unmute and put your question across.
Okay, I have a question. And if I do a presentation, I don't know whether the scholarship board or whatever, do they also check whether you just want to travel? That's why you're using their scholarship to travel. Do they check those things? Because it looks like most of the who want to do a scholarship want to just travel and using that means. What do you say about that?
So I always tell people, right, if you want to just travel, please go and look the traveling means, the legal means of traveling to travel. Because if you're going through to get a scholarship and you're taking somebody's spot, it's not fair. It's not nice. And this is just by the by. They chances are they probably might know, because it's become this is why, again, the scholarship route has become very, very difficult now, because they know people are just using that means to just get out of the country. So the scrutiny is very massive now. And I don't know if you follow the news properly. They're really cutting down on people traveling with their families, because a PhD student will travel with their auntie, their grandmother. Why are you traveling with your
Yeah.
grandmother to do a PhD? So they know these things are happening, and they're really making the whole process slightly difficult than it normally would be, especially for international students. So I'll advise you that if you know it's just to travel outside. So if you're leaving any traces of it on the internet too, they would find out, because they want to know who they're giving the scholarship to. Are they worth what are you doing? So the event that I do on LinkedIn, there was a guy who said he put something on their LinkedIn, and they during the interview they asked him about it. So yes, if you do get to the interview stage, they will scrutinize your pages. So if you're looking to just travel, look for ways where you can just travel and look for a job, and then use that route. But if it's really to study, then fair enough. But do not try to use the other route of just wanting to leave the country and just waste somebody else's opportunity in finding a scholarship or studying abroad. But then again, it comes with the perks of getting a scholarship. uh, yeah, I think there's another hand up.
The smoke, is that an old hand or it's a new
Yeah.
hand?
No. Yeah, I'm already in the UK. I think I've shared my contact, and I need help so that I can also study alongside my job. Okay.
All right, Bismarck. Thank you for that. I'll get
Bismarck,
in
if you're
contact
already
with.
in the UK
Yeah,
and
I'm
you don't need
already in the UK.
scholarship, I know.
Yeah. Not really scholarship, maybe, but maybe I want to study alongside my job. Yeah. Do you really understand what I'm trying to say? Hello?
Yes, Bismarck.
Yeah.
I Yeah, I think I understand. I will have a chat with you, and please mute yourself. I don't like hearing myself. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I will get in contact with you, and then we can have a chat and get more understanding to what it is that you're looking to do in terms of studying alongside your job. It shouldn't really be um a big deal. We can have a look at what it is that you're looking to do. So I'll be in touch.
All right. Any more questions? Contributions? Okay. I guess all too soon, this brings us to the end of the session. It's been an insightful one, very engaging, very educative, like the previous session. We have another session coming your way, 4 p.m. GMT tomorrow, same link, which is going deeper into the whole scholarship agenda. We are having two very knowledgeable people to share with us very, very pertinent things that we will need in our search for scholarships for whichever reasons, whether for the legal ones or the illegal ones. They are there to give us all the help and the information we need. And so we meet tomorrow, 4 p.m. GMT, same link. And Efwa, you have something more to tell the house before we.
Yes, so thank you everyone. Thank you for your time, and apologies that I couldn't go through. I did check the link, it was working, but all of a sudden the computer is very slow. It keeps going round in circles and is not doing anything. However, like I'm saying, if you do need assistance, find me on LinkedIn, send an email, look for any of the look for us on our social media handles, follow AAA group, get in touch, and I try my possible best to see how we can work one-on-one and help you through your scholarship journey. Tomorrow is also going to be another insightful one. So even though we've touched on these SOPs and stuff, the guest tomorrow, that is what they do for a living. So they do know these things. They're very, very knowledgeable. I would say more or less an expert on these things. And if you need tailored help, they will also be able to help you. So come and join us tomorrow, because they'll probably share something that has not been shared today by me, because of obviously the time and everything. So join us tomorrow. Do not miss it, because you would be able to pick a few things, deeper things into it, into what we've shared today. Kelvin's hand is up.
My name is just to appreciate your presentation today and its concern. Just wanted to ask if we changed the date. I said that you can do it. Did you change the tomorrow session?
Sorry, Kelvin. I don't know if it's just me, but I did not catch what you said.
I was asking about tomorrow's session. I saw the email that you have changed the session to Monday. Yeah, Monday. You might change the words. Yeah, tomorrow.
We've changed what? Sorry.
I'll share the email that I received. Right? So the date you have postponed the date.
No. So I think today's one was at 2 p.m. instead of 4. So it was just to change the link to 2 instead of 4, so that people would know that. So tomorrow is still the 3 days, just that today started at 2 instead of 4, which was yesterday, and tomorrow's one is at 4 as well. So today was just at 2 p.m. If that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so it's just the timing, but yeah, we will send another email to make sure people have it right then. we are. It's just the timings. It's just the different timings. Yeah. Thanks, Kelvin.
It's okay. Okay, and thanks for the presentation.
Thank you for coming. So Amanda, over to you with the final remarks, and yeah, that's me done. Thank you all for joining.
Yeah. So with all said and done, we'll catch you tomorrow 4 p.m. GMT. Same link, delving into the world of scholarships, which presents limitless opportunities. Don't forget to follow us on social, AAA group, and reach out to us with